Hello and welcome to the Porcelain Dawn channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Red Knight by Miles Cameron. So this book came out in 2012 and when I picked it up I knew nothing about it. I was just judging it on the synopsis, the cover, sometimes I go into a bookshop and I'm looking for a fantasy book that I don't know. And this is the one that jumped out at me. So I picked it up knowing nothing, which is always a good start to go in sort of without expectations, and I was immediately interested when I started reading it. The plot it's nothing too revolutionary, shall we say. It's nothing completely out of the ordinary. It's a siege, the world of men against the world of sort of magical creatures, monsters if you will, and yeah, the pacing is interesting. I liked it because as I said, it's a siege, and very quickly, maybe 25% of the way through the book, you are in the action, most of the time. Not that it's all action, there are lighter moments, there are emotional moments, but the majority of the book is action. The prose is quite good too. You can tell that Miles Cameron did his homework, at least it seems like it, in terms of sort of medieval architecture, medieval warfare. Like he has such a large lexicon in terms of military maneuvers, armor items, weapons, usages, forms, things like that, things that really get you a feel of the fact that he knows what he's talking about, which I appreciate. It didn't bog the pace down so much as sort of enriched the storytelling. It made me really feel like it was more tangible, for me at least. The characters were nothing new, not in a bad way. They were, copies of anything. They were just well-trodden sort of tropes, the illegitimate son with a quest for vengeance, the wild Northman with a thirst for violence, random violence, like a nun with conflicted vows, a human who had realized the error of humanity and sided with the monsters because they're the real nobles, if you will. These kind of well-worn tropes, but he did them well. They were done well in this book. I like all of the characters were original. There's nothing that I will take with me home and say, that's a great character that I'm gonna put on my wall of favorite characters. But they were all done well. They were all enjoyable. I don't think in any way it's a negative. What else? Yeah, the pacing was good. The setting was interesting too, I found. The setting it's like a fantasy version of medieval Europe. It takes place in a place called Alba, which, from my understanding of our history and my understanding from the book, is sort of like a medieval fantasy version of the UK. There's also a place called Galles with a people called with a lot of French names, for example. And Galles, it's close to Gaul, which is the ancient name for France. Yeah, so the setting was fun. Would I recommend this book? Yes, I would. I read a lot of fantasy, and whilst this isn't anything completely spectacular, it's something that's really quite good. And it's much better than the average fantasy book, I would say. So yeah, I would recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it crazily, I wouldn't buy it to somebody and say they have to read it, but if they were looking for something and they hadn't read it, I would say it's an enjoyable read. I would probably read it again, and there's a sequel, because I believe this is the Traitor Son cycle, and this was book 1, and book 2, I think it's called The Fell Sword, something like that. I'll probably read it, and I will probably review it. So if you've read The Red Knight by Miles Cameron, what do you think? Let me know down below whether you like it, whether you dislike it, whether you found what I found. or whether you completely disagree. And certainly let me know if there's anything that you think I should read, because I will, and then I'll review it. Okay, thank you. Bye.